Guys, my name is Anita and I am a gym addict. Yeah, I didn't take myself seriously either saying that, but I am indeed a gym freak. I'm a gym addict. I'm obsessed with the gym. Call it what you want. I live there like 4 days a week, but I think a lot of people who follow me on IG think I'm there way more because I'm always putting pictures. Speaking of which, if you don't follow me on IG, that's my handle, and hit the subscribe button. But yes, going back to the gym. So I go 4 days a week, and kind of between Monday and Friday, I tend to go like around 5 a.m. simply because it's so empty, it's so calm, there aren't many people, you can do your workout without being disturbed, and it just gets me energized for the day. Like, I feel like I want to attack the day when I go to the gym first thing. But I do understand that for some people waking up like really early is tough. But it's so funny, if you could see like my inbox on IG, people are like, how are you at the gym at 5? Like, what the hell? Are you at the gym again? And it's like, yeah, I'm at the gym. So anyway, back to the main question, why am I obsessed with the gym? To answer that question, I need to give you guys a bit of information about myself. So I am hypermobile. What is hypermobile? So in school, they would call this double jointed. I had no clue I was double jointed or hypermobile until 5 years ago when I had a really bad back injury and I went to physio, and my physiotherapist had me doing an array of super weird things. And at one point I stopped and I was like, kind of, what's going on? And he said, don't worry, I just want you to do a few more things. I said, okay, but I was still giving him like a weird look, like, are you just trying to get some personal satisfaction or what? So anyway, finished doing all these weird things, and he said, okay, I just did a test with you. I don't know if they call it like the hypermobility test or something. And he said, and you just scored 9 out of 9. So essentially it means I am super flexible. So here are some of my party tricks. Apparently they freak people out, so I'm sorry if you don't like this, but yeah, so like stuff like that. I don't know. Apparently this hurts a lot of people. It does nothing for me. And it's like that one. Just that, or the other way, touching my thumb to there. And then one of my all-time favorites, this one, or the other way. So yeah, I'm a bit of a weird person with my body. I'm super bendy, and like, you know, there's the whole touching the ground with your hands without bending your knees. And then I've noticed that I sit in like really weird positions, like my knees and like my ankles will bend. So if you see me sitting weirdly, don't judge me, please. But yeah, so basically hypermobility is quite a problem. People think it's kind of funny to be bendy. No, it's not. You basically overextend your muscles a lot without knowing your limits. And had I known that I was hypermobile, I would have taken the time to do way more exercises that meant I was essentially strengthening like my core or my ass, or just basically the muscles that help support your body. And if you are a bendy person, go look up what hypermobility is, look at the test, and maybe talk to someone about it, because you do not want to have a bad back injury or a knee injury. So yeah, why am I addicted to the gym? I basically have I like to swear as much as I could right now. I have a knee injury. A knee injury that has basically changed my life for the last 2 years. So April 2016, I went to the gym as usual. I wasn't doing my whole 4 days a week thing, no 5 a.m.s. But I went to the gym and I did some squats, and as I finished my set, my knee felt slightly weird. It was like it felt loose and kind of sensitive. So I thought, that's weird. Went to the gym a few days later, after doing some more exercises, felt weird again. And then I got home that night and like the top of my knee was inflamed. It was like disgustingly red. I've never seen it be like this before. And it was like swollen. It looked like there was water in it. So I immediately went to the doctor the next day. He said, okay, you may just pull the muscle, lay off the running for a couple of weeks. So I followed doctor's orders to the T, and a couple of weeks later tried to get back to the gym into kind of my routine, taking it slowly, and things seemed to be okay. Now, if you knew me 2 years ago, I wore heels all the time. Heels were my life, and literally is almost like kind of my identity-ish. I don't want to say that to that extent, but I love wearing heels. It was just me. And so I basically went out one night, this is after my knee seems to be better, wearing heels, and like 30 minutes into the night I start getting these shooting pains, and like they go up the sides of my shin into my knee and then coming down my thighs into my knee, and I was like, whoa, that's not right. And like, I just couldn't put pressure on my knee. So I got home and my knee had swollen up again. So I was like, whoa, what is this? So I basically went back to the doctor and was referred for physio. Now, my first kind of block of physio, or sessions of physio, was borderline soul destroying and really disappointing. I think in my head I had convinced myself that my injury wasn't that bad, and I kind of think my physiotherapist at the time was also thinking the same thing. So when I was doing all these exercises and really taking care and not seeing the progress that I expected, I was so disappointed and upset. So at the end of that kind of first block, I went back to my doctor and I said, listen, this is not working out. Please, we need to do something. I still cannot run. I'm in immense pain when I do certain things. I can't wear heels. You know, I know that sounds really silly to a lot of people, but it was something that was important to me. So he basically referred me to an osteopath, and that was when I started to see the light at the end of a very long tunnel that I'm still going through right now. So basically, I went and saw this osteopath and described my symptoms, and he said he wasn't surprised that I had a knee injury, especially the kind of pains and symptoms I was describing to him, given that I'm hypermobile. And then he said also these kind of injuries and that I was explaining to him is very common amongst your sports people or active people. So I was then sent to do some scans. I did a regular scan, nothing showed, then an MRI scan, and it showed two things. One, that I had a meniscus tear in my ligament, so in a ligament on the right hand side of my knee, and in the other I had a fat pad impingement. So I'm basically going to give you guys a brief science lesson. So the anatomy of your knee is as such. You have the bone that's going your shin to your knee, then you have the one coming down from your thigh into your knee. So then in front of that you've got your kneecap. But between these two bones that meet in your knee, behind your kneecap, you have something called a fat pad, and I believe it's something like kind of silicone gel almost, and mine has basically moved out of place and it causes this horrible pinching pain, and it's just really unbearable. I couldn't run at this time. And so once it was diagnosed, I thought, yes, okay, let's see what we can do. But then came the kind of bad news. Apparently a lot of people who have a fat pad impingement have steroid injections in their knee to try and reduce the inflammation and the pain. And I'm young, and at the time I was even younger, so I was like, I don't want steroid injections. Like, I know I'm in unbearable pain, but I would really rather try and sort this out, me doing it myself. So I then was referred to my second set of physio, and this physiotherapist was way more understanding. He basically tried to address some of the niggling issues I have with being hypermobile. So for example, I stand and like push out my knees. It's really strange. And I find it comfortable. And then, for example, you see me sat here now, if you could see me fully, my arms, basically, normally people's arms, the inside of their elbow faces their body. Well, no, mine faces forward. Like, it's so much more comfortable for me to twist my arm round. It's so peculiar. But anyway, so yeah, I started doing all these great exercises, but the goal was, can I run? And once again, I couldn't run. So it was soul destroying because I'd made so much progress and my goal to run again wasn't happening. I then had a third kind of block of physio with another physiotherapist, and she was also great, and she knew my goal was to run again, and once again I got stronger. I was getting really a lot fitter and stronger, but I just couldn't run. And it has honestly been so challenging to keep going and trying to get to the point where I can run again, because it's something that's so important to me, and playing tennis too, being able to run on the court without having tape on my knees or wearing a supportive band. So basically after my third one, I saw my doctor, or the consultant, sorry, again, and he was saying, okay, do you want to go for the steroid injections? And I basically said, no, can we try one more time? So I've been referred to another physiotherapist, and she's also amazing, and she knows that I really want to run. So my exercises have been catered to kind of help my knees get back into running. So I'm not just doing strengthening exercises, I'm doing exercises that mimic kind of some of the movements you do when you're running. And I really wanted to share them with you guys because I think they're so cool, and if you're looking for kind of inspiration to kind of spice up your workout routine, or you want to get a bit more fitter, they are definitely cool to check out. So here you go. I hope you enjoyed those clips. So going back to the main question, why am I addicted to the gym? Because I have a very bad knee injury, and my dream is to get back to running. I think having gone through this process now, it's at the 2-year mark, I am able to jog faster. I now have so much respect. I mean, I've always been sporty, so I have respect for sports people anyway, but I have so much more respect for the likes of Rafa Nadal, who was #1 and then was hit by so many injuries and managed to go through those kind of, it's almost like a mental challenge, and if you're not careful, you can find yourself being in your own prison, because you're constantly thinking, how am I going to get this better, or it's never going to get better, or the prospects so low. And anyway, he's managed to come back and reclaim #1 position in the tennis circuit. And so when I do have low days, I think of like my sporting idols who have done amazingly, and yeah, that's really why I push to go to the gym 4 days a week, and you'll see me in that 5 AM if you follow my IG and subscribe. But yeah, guys, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this kind of mini weird story / science tale, and you learnt more about me. Catch you soon.